Welcome back to RealVacantLand.com. This is Luke Smith, and boy, I feel like a dork. I just started, I started making a video, and I didn't have the settings right for the thing to go online. So this time, I think we're live. I've got all kinds of green lights, and we're ready to go. Today, I'm going to give some land away, so that's always exciting. I was just looking at the list of different people that have got land in the past. I'm still processing paperwork for everybody that's won land in the past. I'm going to really get you updated. And I've been thinking about what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to make a little video about each piece of property that I'm giving away to people. I'm going to present the property like this is what you get. Here's where it is. This is the good things about it, the bad things about it. Go do what you want with it. And so I think those are going to start coming up here soon too as the paperwork fully goes through on the first couple people that start getting properties. So if you're still waiting, I'm sorry for the wait. But I'm still giving the properties away. And if you're patient, you got to wait a couple months, you get the property after I run through the paperwork and deliver the things. So today I've got a couple people lined up to do deal reviews, you know, where they want to buy the property or they've already bought the property, they want to sell it, they've got questions about the property. And so I'm going to get them on the phone, I'm going to ask them questions, hear stuff from them. I'm going to try to learn from them as they're trying to learn from me, and hopefully you guys can learn from the whole sharing of information. And I'd like to hear questions that you guys have too. You can put your questions in the comments. If you have a property that you're shopping, that you're interested in, I've got all kinds of databases, and I don't know everything about real estate, but I might be able to put some kind of help in there, different points of view or perspective, or maybe compare to something else that I've got for sale or one of my friends has for sale for better prices that you might like as well. And so if you've got a deal that you're buying or you're thinking of buying or you're trying to sell or something, feel free to put it in the chat box. I'll try to pull that one up too if we have enough time to get there. So yes, thank you. Thanks everybody that's chiming in and listening. And if you stick around towards the end, I'm going to give some land away to people that haven't won already, that don't work with me or for me, are eligible. So I see the comments going by. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to keep up with them all. A lot of good mornings, and thank you. Good morning to everybody. So I thought we'd start this off by going to, let's jump into RealVacantLand.com before we get on the phones and see what's up for sale. I was just looking at this, and there's one that I'm excited about that just came up. Like the most recent property that's up for sale on RealVacantLand.com is this this one. It's one of my properties. It's 3 acres in Hawaii. We've also got some Arizona ones, just $695 for 1 acre in Apache. Maybe we'll look at that too. There's a bunch of 1 acre. There's a bunch of 1 acre, $695. Here's Yucca, Arizona, 40 acres for $18,000. Maybe we'll look at a couple of these and then start taking calls. So let's start with this one in Hawaii. Like I haven't priced this one yet. I've been too busy. I've been doing taxes. I've been trying to keep up with the kids on spring break. Everybody's been calling. I haven't been calling people back as fast as I would like to. And stuff like just coming up with a price or properties not getting done. I'm getting too overwhelmed, guys. So this one, 3 acres in Hawaii. We got topography on here now. Someone was just asking, why don't I ever put topography on there? We're starting to see topography in a lot of these listings. This is just under 800 foot elevation, looking at the Pacific Ocean. So this is 3 acres. The pictures are going by. Let's pull this up. Let's pull up a map in Google Maps, see if we can figure that out without killing the live stream. So I think it's this one. It's this 3 acre lot here, and you're gonna make fun of me. Minahini Drive. I can't do the names, but I'm sure it's beautiful because it's so close to the ocean. Just 3 houses on the same block, so they figured it out. There's a couple houses in the area. There's some little streets that go down here. I don't know if there's streets as much as like 4x4, you know, 4-wheeler golf cart or something kind of trails go down here to the beach. Yeah, so you can go down to the end of the street and shoots down to the beach. And so this is like a private beach for the neighborhood. You can come down here, and I've heard there's like palm trees and sand and stuff. Yeah, look at that. So you know, it's a palm tree lined sandy beach. You go snorkeling out there and go see what kind of octopuses you catch in the rocks, or crabs, or fish or whatever. I'm not sure if spearfishing's allowed or not, but I'd be giving it a try. This looks like a fun place to go explore. Should probably keep this property. People I've talked to that are building in this area, they're building these kit houses. They're doing kit houses from Hawaii Planing Mill. Let's see if we can pull that up. I'm going to kill the map because it kills the live stream. Let's see if we can do Hawaii Planing Mill. We got to figure out a price for this property too. Yeah, HPM. Here we go. So they do these kit houses, right? Home design, build your dream home with us. So I think you can just pick some off the shelf home, and they're supposed to be really cheap, like $40,000 for the whole home, like everything, plumbing, electric, like the whole thing. They just put it together. So with property and house and labor, I think you can get one of these places in Hawaii for under 100 grand, especially if you're buying the land from us. There's a couple properties to choose from. There's some $10,000 properties that are a little further up the hill, and then there's some like $4,000 properties, I think, further up the hill. But you can build one of these homes, and they just deliver this products. You could put it together yourself. It's just classic Hawaiian kit homes. So Hawaii Planing Mill is the one there. And then what else was I going to look up? Price. Let's see what kind of price we can find in this neighborhood. I think Redfin is where we should go. If you guys can find better price properties, what's the lowest price property you can find in Hawaii and Ocean View, like in the Rancheros? I'm not going to have the right neighborhood. This is going to be oh yeah, this covers the whole area. Okay, so up here it's like 1 acre properties. Down here there's 3 acre ones, and over here there's like some 20s and 40s too. But we want to find the cheapest 3 acre one. So let's change the filters to just get the 3 acre. Let's do land, and let's do lowest price, square footage, lot size, 3 acres to something. It's humming away. What's the cheapest 3 acres you guys see on there? There's 24. That's a little further up the hill. Oh geez, I'm screwing around with the map. 24 grand. 20 grand. There's a cheaper one. Let's look at that. 39s. Okay, 20 grand. Mine's down here. There's 20 grand up here. On Redfin, 222 days. That's a while. Wonder why I didn't sell. So here's Ocean View. There's power lines going down the road. Second to last lot on the right. $700-foot elevation. It's about the same elevation. Let's see if they change the price around or anything. Delisted, expired. It's not April 15th. It's gone. It's yesterday it delisted or expired off. It's expired off. So they were sold in March for $28,000. So I think this is bad information. I think it's sold for 28 grand. I don't think you can actually buy it for 20. Let's go back. What's the next cheapest one? Isn't there a 24 on here somewhere? Here we go. Let's see what that says. This is how I price properties, right guys? I look and try to find the cheapest something out there, and I make mine cheaper because that's what sells. So 3-acre parcel, Lower Rancheros. Those there in the past. 3 acres. Same neighborhood. $24,000. Let's look at the history on this thing. Ooh, April 5th. 18.9. $18.9. There's the cheapest one. $18,900. Okay, so I gotta beat $18.9. See if anyone else is saying anything on there about price. Guy says, hey Luke, I went and looked at a property in Navajo County, Arizona this weekend. I want to purchase all the lots available there. I think there is 5. That's great. I think they should be on the website. I mean, let me know how I can help, and I could probably give you a deal for buying the 5 of them. Let's talk after the live feed. Guy says, my mom said the same thing yesterday. Guy says, you're an awesome guy. Like you're definitely one of a kind. Love your personality. Love your site. Call me if you get any Colorado land in Pueblo. I think there's some in Pueblo. Let me make some notes. Let's look that up too. Off-grid Arizona. Bought my first piece of property last week through RVL. 5 acres in Colorado. Can't wait to get out there and enjoy it. Thanks Off-grid Arizona. So I came across state land sign. Just want to make sure it's okay to be out there. Yeah, state land. So there's different kinds of state land, guys. There's state land that is state land trust, like for the kids, for school. Because historically, when they did the land surveys, they would do, big square land, and I think 1/36 of it, like one section out of the 36 sections in that township, they would give to the school, be for the benefit of the school. And so over time, those sections have been switched and traded and split and merged, and others have been added and some taken away. Sometimes they sell them, rent them, whatever. So the state land trust has like a bunch of land that's not public, like state land park access might be, right? So I used to do a lot of hunting and fishing in state land in Michigan. That's a totally different kind of state land. That's like there for everybody. The state land trust is there for the school. So they rent it out, they charge people to hunt, they charge for easements, they charge for whatever they can charge for. They charge for stuff without actually selling the land usually. And that money goes to the trust to help benefit the schools. So if it's that kind of land, it might not be like super accessible. Like maybe you're not supposed to be on it. But if it's a parkland, it might have different kinds of regulations. Like you can drive on some, you can't on others, you can horseback, bike, shoot guns, camp. Others it's like protected. So you got to look up that specific one. One website that you might want to check out is wilderness.net. Like if you go to wilderness.net, I think it's University of Montana or something put it together, and it's a map of a whole bunch of different layers of who owns what land that's in the public use for Bureau of Land Management, agriculture, state park, federal park, and if you click on it, you zoom in on the map to where you're looking at, and you click on that square of land, it'll tell you what part of the government owns it and what the general regulations are of use of that land. And it'll link back to like the references that they got off of it. So check out wilderness.net. That might be one to help you through that. Yeah, Lonely Prepper Homestead. We have 16th section lands here for education. So I think he's talking Arizona. Every 16th section goes to education. That makes sense. And then Carrie Crossner just got on. Hi guys, thanks for chiming in, everybody. So I started out looking at just the first property, the last thing that went up for sale in rural vacant land, and I'm trying to price this thing. And if you guys got any input, I think the cheapest price I've found is $18,900. Somebody just changed the price earlier this week to get it down there. That was lower prices than I was thinking for 3 acres. in Hawaii. Mine's a little closer to the water, I think, but it's basically the same looking thing. So I got to beat 18.9 to be the cheapest in the market. I usually like to cut the market in half, but most of the market's a lot higher from my experience. Like, you guys wouldn't even understand how hard people yelled at me for making offers in this neighborhood. Got a couple takers, mostly really hard titles to figure out. I'm going through paperwork on them, but this one is clean and easy. And I'm right down here in the front row. I mean, this 20 is bad data. The 24 up here is it's a different market up top of the hill. I think in down here at the bottom, I'm not going to be the cheapest cheapo in the market, but I think I'm going to be the closest cheap thing to the water. If I do 19.9, I think that would be good. So there'd be one maybe that you could get cheaper than mine. I'm gonna ask Gillian to make that one 19.9 and get the pricing out there. And so if someone wants to buy that one for 19.9, the website should be updated pretty darn soon. Let's move on to the next one. I'll make a video about this property later and get it up on the website. So I wanted to pull up a couple of these others before we start hitting the phones. These are the most recent ones that went up on ruralvacantland.com. We got all these $695 1 acre ones. I think Andy Barnhart's probably putting these up here. Let's see what counties. These are all Apache, or Mojave. Here's some Mojave. I've been selling out of Mojave so quick. Let's hit this first Apache County, $695. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, Andy Barnhart. His phone number is on the website. So if you go look at Apache County, $695, 1 acre. That one's pictures on its side. This is like hot off the press stuff. We should get some of these things fixed. But let's pull up a map of where this is at. I'm going to kill some of these old websites and see if we can find the location of this thing. Let's see what else he says. 5,800 foot elevation, $8 a year taxes. He's charging a document fee on this one, $399. So you're about $1,000 roughly to get one of these properties. Okay, so it's just north of Chambers. Let's pull it up on the map. The thing I like about Apache County is you can pull in with your RV the same day and just move in. Like, they don't kick you out of there because you don't have septic and all kinds of stuff. They just make it really easy. So there's a little dirt road. Looks like you can pull off the highway, go around the corner, drive your RV in there, start living for less than $1,000. Apache County, Arizona. And Andy's got numerous ones to choose from. Let's do a regular map so I don't kill the live feed. Yeah, so here's the 40. I'll keep zooming out. 40 goes over to why can't I think of the name of it? Up in the hills. Eventually goes to Barstow in California. Flagstaff goes to Flagstaff. Flagstaff, Albuquerque. So you're in between Flagstaff, Albuquerque, just under 6,000 foot. So you'll have a cooler summer and a place that you can park your RV. Just move right in. I bet you it's beautiful this time of year in the spring. Probably a really good time to be there. So there's a bunch of those to choose from just coming up on the website. And then I saw some Mojave County. We've been sold out of Mojave County. We keep selling out of Mojave County. But it looks like we got some Mojave County coming up on here too. So just today or yesterday or something, some more Mojave County came up. I want to check this one out. This is 40 acres in Mojave County. Because what I'm thinking is, if it's really here, Jason Lydiard's got this one. He might be, this might be what he's asking about. As I'm supposed to call him. No, he's asking about some of the smaller ones, but okay, so I'll call him up in a second, ask him about some of the smaller ones that he's got. This one's 40 acres. He's asking $18,000. That picture makes me think it's in a ranch. I wonder if it's got It's got octillo on the property. That'd be beautiful. And swirl cactuses. I wonder if that's real property pictures or if that's area stuff. He's willing to do payment terms, 1,000 down and $448 a month. Let's see where this thing's at. Did he put the legal description in here? Yeah, he's got the legal description. It's in Stagecoach Trails. What I would want to do with this property is go look up Stagecoach Trails, and I'm not going to do it on this call because it'll take too much time, but I Google Stagecoach Trails, see if I can get the CC&R regulations on Stagecoach Trails and see if it's okay to split the lots up. And I'd look at the zoning and see if I could make these smaller, because basically $150 a year in taxes. If you take that 40 and you could split it up 5 ways if the zoning allows, or whatever the zoning allows, and instead of 1 person using the property, 5 people could use the property, it's worth more money per acre. It's just worth more money. So if I was the retail buyer looking at buying this, I'd be checking out that zoning, and I'd be looking at the neighborhood regulations, if there are any, and the county zoning to see if I could split it up, because maybe I want to keep 10 acres, right? I could sell off the other 15 acres to a bunch of different people that I'd like to have as neighbors, maybe uncle, cousin, brother, friend from way back when or something, and use their money to pay for it. I have to pay for it, right? There's the economics of buying land. There's Grandpa's recipe. Buy something big, sell off the pieces, keep what you want, and don't pay for it. So 18,000 bucks for 40. Maybe Jason knows more about the splitting rules and regulations. You could call him. His name and phone number's on there. And then let's look up, someone was asking about Puebla in Colorado. So the other thing let's look up, and then I'm going to hit the phones, is more of how to look something up. So whoever it was that was on there that was asking for Puebla in Colorado, Mike or Mark or something, I forget. Sorry guys, too many names. But I just go to this map search here, and it takes a little bit of time to load, and it probably crashed my live stream. I sure hope it doesn't. We'll pull up this map and we'll zoom into Puebla in Colorado. I don't know much about Colorado. I know it's like south central somewhere, but probably misspelled it. O instead of A, of course. And then so if we get this area, I'm going to zoom in on this area whenever the map comes up on my website. We'll see what kind of land is for sale, if any, around there. I don't have any land for sale there, but my partners might. So it's south of Denver. It's just down the main highway. Okay. So this map is coming up, and we're going to zoom in on the map, and we're going to find Puebla area for whoever it was asking for this on the live call. So there's some properties down here. Pueblo. We don't have any right in Pueblo. The closest ones we got for sale might be Colorado City, or that might be sold out too. Colorado City's sold out. But down here, there's some down here, and there's some down here. So if you go on the ruralvacantland.com and you go to the map search, you can go click on each one of these properties. They might be too far away from Pueblo for you, or they might work. I don't know what the drive is from these and what your relation to Pueblo is. Maybe that's where your mom lives and you don't want to be that close anyway. But you know, check that out. And let's get on the phones. Let's hit the phones. I'm going to call some of these guys that want to review their properties and see what we can get. See if I can get them. Let's see who's up first. Okay, so we've got, let's do Willie. He's got a property in Los Angeles County, California, 17 acres. Let's see if I can get him on the phone. I didn't get his phone number, but I know I got him here. He's on the website. I'll pull him up. If you go under landowners, you can see the different people that are on the website. Jason, if you're watching, you gotta get a picture in there. Same with Aaron. Here's Willie. Okay. I gotta type it in because I'm using a different system so I don't get feedback on the volume. Sounds like one of the chickens is laying an egg, huh? See if he answers the phone. Comments are going by fast and I can keep up with them, guys. Yeah, Melanie says I hear chickens.
Please leave a detailed message and I will get back to you as soon
Willie,
as possible.
we're gonna hang up on you.
Thanks for calling.
Maybe we'll try him back later, but Willie missed your chance. Okay. Dave, he's got land in Colorado, Castilla County, Colorado. I think Dave's on here too. Here's his information. He's got his phone number and his everything. I think he gave me a different phone number though. We'll try this. No, never mind. I'm typing the property number in, not his phone number. See if Dave answers the phone. Okay. I think I got the property here. Let's see what he's got. 5 acres, Mount Blanca at the top, at the front door. $2,697 for 5 acres in Castilla County, Colorado. Looks like you made a video about it. Two miles.
This is Dave Ayers. Please leave a message.
Okay. Sorry, Dave. I missed you hanging up on your voicemail. See if we get someone else. Let's take a look at his property though while I got pulled up. 5 acres, Castilla County, Colorado. Yeah, $26.97. He's got the buy it now set up there. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about the property. Let's see where it's at. Castilla County. I think you get some good mountain views here. Looks like there's some houses in the area. Wonder if you got street view. See if we can take it 3D. Yeah, it looks like some people are going for it in the area. Looks like someone started, maybe didn't finish, or they're partway through building. Let me get some mountain views off to the south. My internet's going kind of slow. I think this is going to crash my live feed doing too much data stuff like this. But it just looks like a classic 5 acres, some homesteads in the area. I think this is a really easy county to build in. You should call Dave and ask him more about it. He usually answers the phone. Just didn't get him this time. So let's see who else is up on the list. We got Jason Lydiard. He usually answers the phone. Let's try him. Let me see if I can get him on the phone. Actually, I think I just missed a call from Willie. Let's try him first. So I had him, had his property. Let's pull his property up.
This is Willie.
Hello, Willie. Luke Smith. You're live on YouTube. We're talking about land.
Hey, Luke.
Hey.
Great. How's it going? How you doing?
Good deal. Thank you. Thanks for coming on. So I got a link.
Yeah, no problem.
I got a link to your property. I'm pulling this one up. I don't think I've ever looked at it before. This is Los Angeles County, California. 17 acres, almost 18 acres.
Yeah, so it's on the county line of LA and San Bernardino. It's on the San Bernardino side.
Okay, so it's in San Bernardino.
So it's the San Bernardino side of the county line. 18 acres. It's east of Lancaster, north of Adelanto, that area.
Okay, should I change it in the website to say San Bernardino County instead of Los Angeles County?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I didn't realize it was Los Angeles on the site.
I'll get that fixed. I'm always finding stuff to fix.
Yeah, I do have a few in LA County. This one's in San Bernardino though.
Okay, we'll get that fixed. So it looks like you got some pictures in there. It looks like you made a video about it. Thanks for doing the video. I think that answers a lot of people's questions. There's GPS coordinates on here. Did you get somebody out to actually take pictures of it, or these area pictures, or I'm always using area pictures.
Yeah, those should just be area pictures nearby.
Okay.
Google Earth, near street view of the property.
There you go. So I see some of the lots next to it have been split up. Have you looked into splitting it, or you're just moving it on to the next person that runs with it, or?
No, I haven't thought about splitting it. The next person who buys it could potentially. I bought these 18 acres with, along with 3 other parcels, totaling 66 acres. I sold 8 of them for cash. I sold 20 of them on terms, and there's another 20 adjacent to this parcel. I would also be willing to sell. I do have for sale on the site.
Okay.
If there was a buyer out there who's interested in buying both, I would get kind of discount. And I am willing to sell this one on terms, starting at $1,000 down, $300 a month at 10% interest.
Sounds simple enough. So people ask me for properties like this all the time. I'm surprised it's still up for sale. The San Bernardino kinds of desert lands. Have you had people looking at it, interest, or off-roaders or homesteaders, or what seems to be the?
So I've had some people come out to look at it. I've had a few people interested. I have one guy trying to build a factory on it. He's still in talks of buying it, but he is not committed to anything. I've had someone buy on terms. I have another guy who bought the 8 acres that's adjacent to it. He's gonna eventually try to move out there and try to build on it. But I've had a bit of interest in it. But yeah, like I said, I bought it in a deal with 66 acres, 4 parcels, just selling them off individually.
Okay. Looks like there's a good dirt road right there next to it, and then just down the street a little bit it turns into pavement. Looks like the pavement road's not very far away at all. Are there any power lines around?
So there is a facility. I'm not sure. It's hard to see exactly what it is on Google Earth, but on Mesquite Road, right nearby the property, that guy has figured out electric. The guy who's building, who has been in discussions with building a factory on one of the 2 parcels I have available. He has said that he was in contact with the utility company, with Edison, trying to figure out electric, and he said that is the nearest spot, so it shouldn't be a problem. But you need a well for water.
Okay, I've run into that too. San Bernardino County, they don't like the water delivery story so much. They want you to have a water supply, so you got to pull that off. So that's probably one of the hurdles to actually homesteading it. It's getting the water done. This is up to $395. What's how far from Los Angeles is this thing? I guess I could Google it, huh?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. It's not too far. I think the nearest the nearest bigger city is Lake Los Angeles, and in Lancaster is a little bit. It's a bit west. Those are probably the closest cities. LA is probably within a 2-hour drive, is my guess.
Yeah, I'm doing downtown LA. Current traffic is just under 2 hours. There's San Bernardino, a lot of places in between. You get there faster.
Yeah.
What do you think the weather's like out there right now? I'm gonna check the weather in Palmdale. I bet you it's sweet. It's really nice here in San Diego.
It's probably pretty nice right now. It's probably better where I am currently. It's mid-April and snowing in Chicago.
Oh wow. Does it kill all the flowers that are coming up, or they didn't come up yet?
They're not coming out yet. They're waiting for May.
Oh, it's colder than I thought. It's 56 degrees right now. It's supposed to be. I thought it'd be a little warmer than that. It's warmer than that here where I'm at.
Yeah. But, where are you located again?
Encinitas, down by the ocean. So it's
Encinitas.
Yeah, Southern California. I mean, it's
probably not too bad over there right now.
Yeah, it's shorts, t-shirt, kind of weather.
Yeah.
Been doing gardening. Just keep working on it. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
So.
A little gardening action today with the kids.
Yeah, kids are back in school finally. I mean, they've been doing spring break. They had 2 kids on 2 different spring break schedules. Like, oh, it don't line up. I mean, it's great for spring break, but man, I want to get some land deals done. I want to do some land stuff, and I got all these people that want me to do some paperwork, contracts, deals this way and that way. They want money, or for me to buy their land or sell land to them, and a bunch of different transactions going on. I have been putting them on ice because I've been doing taxes and I've been playing with the kids on spring break, and it's now Monday morning. I'm hitting it hard and go catch up and finish everything off, go charging forward.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to roar and ready to go.
So you got a bunch of buyers in your queue and ready to call back?
Yeah, buyers and sellers, people that are selling land. I gotta, close those deals too. Run to the bank, get some money for them, get all the paperwork to them, get their land bought in, get it up for sale on the website. The selling side, selling land is because we price it so low. It just it sells itself, and so
it goes.
Maybe I'm not the best salesman or whatever, but I focus more on buying the land. I think I'm better at buying it. A lot more of my strategic advantage is buying the land and then getting it up there for sale. I just get it online with as much information as I reasonably can. Online checkout, people buy it, take off with it. Some people ask 500 questions. Other people just buy it and go make it happen.
I prefer the people who just buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I try to get the questions answered in these videos. That's the point of these videos. That's the point of a live call like this, so people can ask questions. I try to answer questions on the call, so a lot of people can hear the answers instead of me answering the same question over and over and over and over and over again. Yeah, I get more phone calls in a day than I can answer. I can't keep up. I'm sorry, guys, I can't keep up. But so that's the point of these videos. I think I can reach a lot more people more effectively. So thank you. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for showing us this property. And I might make a call or two. I think I know some guys that probably like this one.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. If anyone's interested, they could reach out to me. Just give me a call. My number should be on the site.
Yeah, he's got it on the website, and I'll get it updated.
Yeah, I think it's old Gil. But I said that I would offer $1,000 off to anyone who is interested and finds the property from this Facebook Live. So they could just mention this call, and I'll give them $1,000 off.
Okay, so $1,000 off if you saw it on this YouTube, man.
YouTube, sorry.
Yeah, so YouTube call, and I don't have anything against Facebook, but I don't know how to use it so well. Better at YouTube.
Yeah, I just misspoke.
Thank you. Thanks for the $1,000 off deal. So anyone who's listening, mention this video, $1,000 off. You can get this 17.79 acres in San Bernardino County. And if you're looking at splitting them up, the research that I've come up with in San Bernardino County, I'm not sure if it 100% carries through, but you gotta answer the zoning. So if the zoning lets you go into smaller properties, then you can push forward on that. You hire a surveyor. You can't do it yourself in San Bernardino County. You gotta hire a licensed surveyor or civil engineer that has the credentials to be, sign off on the paperwork. So they make a plat map. I think it's called a preliminary plat map of the property and how you want it split. They sign the thing, they hand it in. It takes about a year for the county to get the approvals to come back to you. And then from what I hear from all the different surveyors I've tried to do this with, they always come back with some kind of nitpicky little thing to fix, and different every time. And you fix the little nitpicky thing, and then half a year later they come back and they say, okay, and you got the land split. And quotes I've got off of different surveyors are kind of like $4,000 to $5,000 on the low end to more intricate deals, $12,000, $15,000 to split up land in San Bernardino County. Those are numbers I've heard. Maybe you guys have different stories, different surveyors, different routes. I'd love to hear about that if you guys got other angles to split land in San Bernardino County. But that's what I've heard. That's the research I've come up with. And so you could probably, if we looked up the zoning of this one, you could probably split it up. You could probably own part of it, keep part of it, the part that you want to keep, sell off the pieces. After you go through that process, pay the fees, wait the time and everything, you could probably sell the pieces for more than the whole thing cost, and have some land for free. So it's more of a timeline to do it in San Bernardino County, but you can do it, and won't be surprised at all if somebody pulls that off. So there's San Bernardino County. Thanks, Willie. I think this is the first time you've been on the show, right?
Yeah, it's the first time.
Yeah, so maybe
happy to be on. So thanks for having me.
Maybe a little introduction. Maybe I'm not very good at introductions, but
yeah, no problem.
You posted some properties on the website maybe a month or 2 months ago, or 3 months ago, or how long?
Yeah, a couple months ago. So I guess a little background on myself. I'm from the Chicagoland area. I lived in California for about 4 years, so I know the area fairly well. And I've been land investing for just about a year now, and I've done about 52 flips, and I've worked with Luke for a couple months, been on the website, and mostly focused in the California area. If you're looking for California does properties, I probably have more, and my website's wglands.com.
WG Lands, okay. Do you have
WG Lands with an S?
WG Lands with an S.com. Do you have a Facebook or YouTube or some other social media that you're working on?
My YouTube is WG Lands. I also have a Facebook page. I'm not super active in it, but it's all WG Land. Okay, good deal. There's the desert properties backside of Los Angeles. Willie's got the best ones. I used to have a bunch in this area. I'm all sold out, but he seems to have the best inventory now. We got Daniel D. Yeah, I'm getting a bunch more in.
Good.
Getting a bunch more in Kern County, LA County. I'll probably picking up 10 to 15 in the next couple months.
Nice.
The next month.
I see Daniel Diaz on the chat says Willie is awesome. Thanks, Daniel.
Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah. Carrie Carson is saying, why don't you want to live close to mom? Laugh out, LOL. I like my mom. My mom's great. Maybe that's an inside joke. I don't know. Yesterday, my mom was haggling me about not reading her emails because I've been too busy to keep up. She writes emails that are like
mom's email?
5 pages too long.
Your mom does?
Yeah, she writes long ones. She writes novels.
Really? She just give you a call.
I know, right?
Maybe you don't answer calls because you're talking to buyers.
Yeah, I know. Just too many calls. she calls and she gets Gillian and the call center, and she gets frustrated. It's like everybody gets a call center. I'm on the phone.
Yeah, she's like, I don't want to buy any land. I'm not interested in land. I want to talk to Luke.
Yeah, I'm talking land on the phone. Sorry, Mom. So if you're not getting through to me on the phone, so neither is my mom, guys. So but feel free to keep trying. I try to answer as many as I can. Thanks, Willie. I think I'm gonna hang up and go on to the next caller. I think I was gonna get Jason Lydiard, see if he's got a property up. We'll see what that one is. Thank you. Talk to you later.
All right, thanks, Luke.
Maybe same time next week.
Bye. Thanks.
Yeah, bye. Okay, so we got Jason here. See if I can get him on the line. Maybe I can find the property while it's dialing. See if that works. Okay, so he had a property here. Oh, Mojave County. Mojave County has been hot for us. Hey, Jason, thanks for taking the call.
No problem.
So you've been on the call a couple times. Thanks for coming back.
No problem. I'm actually out in my backyard working on my solar system.
Working on your solar system,
if
nice.
I was going to sell land out in the West Coast, I better figure out how to hook up solar power to run my well pump.
I know, right? Your well pump. So it's like a smaller unit just for that, not like a all-encompassing house unit.
No, those are $50,000 for the whole house. I just put up
right?
the PV just to run the 240 pump coming out and running it into my well system for the house.
Oh. You ever watch?
Starting small.
Yeah, there's a YouTube channel. I'm not gonna say it or spell it right, but it's Jehu Garcia. I'm probably butchering his name. I can't spell it for the life of me. Jehu Garcia. He does this YouTube channel about all kinds of electrical stuff, especially solar and batteries, especially power. Like he makes his own batteries to store electricity. Here it is. Jehu Garcia, and he gets some solar panels off of like eBay that they don't make anymore, that are not very efficient compared to how much area they take, so nobody wants to buy them, but they're really cheap, right? So the company that made them, I think they're out of Michigan, they went belly up, but they made a ton of these panels before they went under. And so he's all about buying stuff cheap and not using a lot of money. So he buys these panels and like wires up his house and stuff. He also makes like a VW bus off of electricity and cars, and he just does all kinds of battery stuff. It's a fun YouTube channel to watch. You guys, if you haven't seen Jehu Garcia's stuff, he has 177,000 subscribers. Yeah, so you might look at the panels you got, which are probably modern on top of it, awesome, whatever, and compare to the old retarded ones he's using, but compare the electricity they put out and the cost. he looks at the cost, right? And gets more creative. This guy, he goes and he gets laptop batteries from like the recycling bin at Home Depot or those kinds of places, and he cracks them open with a hammer and takes the battery cells out of there and tests them with the little electric things. And I got the wrong thing on camera here. Let's put this back up on camera. So Jehu Garcia's channel is back on the screen, but he cracks open battery packs from like power tools, recycled ones, you know, 'cause one cell goes bad and then the others are still good, they still have life in them, and you can get them for next to nothing until he starts promoting them. Now you got to pay a little bit for them, but you can get them for really cheap, and you test them and you take the cells that are still good and you wire them together. He does a bunch of different videos about how to wire them together so you can make something like a Tesla Powerwall to store all your electricity in and run your stuff. And he does it for next to no money and very creative.
It's a little over my head.
Yeah, it take a bunch of time, but it's fun to watch, right? So if you're trying to go off grid and you're trying to like get over the power hump, a lot of the cost is the battery, right? And the panels. The panels have come down a lot, but the battery stuff is crazy expensive. And so this guy is saying there's a different way. That's why I like him, right? He thumbs his nose at the super expensive stuff, and he finds a better way of doing it. And I don't know if you can see him on the screen, but these different systems that he creates, and he shows you how to do it, and he just makes them. He like does it for cars and stuff, you know. He's like plugs his car into his solar panels and runs it like normal car. Rip out the engine, put electric one in there, goes for it. There's a guy like one street over from me, Yehu Garcia, does videos with him, and he's he took an old Lamborghini Ticonderoga, like those red ones from, I can't even think of the movie, Magnum PI or something, you're right, and like from the 70s or 80s, and rips out the engine, puts electric engine in there, and makes a electric Lamborghini or Ferrari, I forget.
Nice.
Really fancy sports car, right? Dead silent. Thing's retarded, motor never works. Take it out, put the electric one in, and he makes videos with this guy, like how to do it, and promotes electricity stuff. So you can totally go off grid, and you don't have to do the classic pay it through the nose stuff. You can get more creative on YouTube. These guys show you how. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's get into your land.
Okay.
So this property that you've got, you're asking $3,000, and it's in Mojave County, Arizona. It's got 2 APNs. Why does it have 2 APNs? You don't sell 2 different properties?
Well, it is. It was purchased and split back in 1977, I believe. A gentleman bought it as a 3.2 or 3.3 acre, and he was going to split it up back in the 80s and he'd give it to his kids, but never ended up doing it. But he did do the split. So these parcels are right next to each other, right off of I-40.
Okay.
I mean, right off of I-40. We can sell both of them. I would prefer, we're giving a $100 discount for if you buy both of them.
Okay.
They're right next to each other, one of them which is on the corner of the road, so perfect access to both of them.
Okay, so I see it in the ad. You've got you got them listed separate, so you can buy them differently, like $1,500, $1,600, and you could do payment terms like $100 or $99 down, $99 a month for 24 months for one of these, or $129 down, $99 for 24 months, and then yeah. So
these are so new, Luke. We haven't even gotten a chance to do a YouTube video on them.
Yeah,
they came in the last week.
I just saw them on the beginning of this video. I was pulling up the stuff that just got posted on the website, and these were still on the first page, so that they must be really new. Looks like stuff keeps getting posted on there.
Same thing with that other one that you were talking about, and I'm going to be going and looking at that. The $18,000 property, the 40.06 acres in Yucca.
Yep.
I'm going to call and see what the splits. It's the same guy who sold us both properties, so they came in at the same time within the last week. Yeah.
So splits in Mojave County. There's general information. If you guys run with it, make money off of it, and more power to you. But if you come around and you want to do deals with me, you find some land that you want to split up, maybe I could probably help you or partner with you or whatever. But draw up legal descriptions, maps, all kinds of things. Mojave County.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you can do five-way splits, and with the state laws, they don't want you to do more than 5 there. And then county, you got to figure out the zoning, what the minimum zoning will let you go down to. And then you can do some paperwork with the county if you want, and you pay some fees. I think they charge $60 per lot there, and I'm pretty darn sure it's $60 unless they just changed it since the last time I did it. But $60 per lot, and you do the paperwork. It takes a couple months, and then they kick out some new APN numbers. They update the maps, and you got some different lots. You can do that ahead of time, or you can do it the backwards way, which I think is Grandpa's way, which is I think the better way. Before all the regulator BS people got involved, and you write up a new legal description, like the north half or the south half or some piece of the property, and you deed that piece of the property over to the person that you're selling it to, and you get it recorded, and then the county gets the deed that's got this legal description that's just a piece of the property, and then they got to come up with a APN number and update the maps and stuff. You just push the work over to them. They still charge you the $60 fee though, and so what you can do is the assessor charges that fee. So the assessor does the maps and they do the updating and stuff, and you can go to the assessor. I forget their name. Real nice people though. And you can say, okay, I got this split, I just got it recorded, or I'm just sending up for recording, I want to pay the $60 fees. You know, a person's buying the property from me, I don't want them to pay the fee, because I'm always paying the fees, right? Because I want the least questions, the least hassle, I just want the easiest, fastest transaction possible. If that means I'm doing more fees and paperwork on my side to make it easy for the buyer, that's what I want to do. So I pay that fee ahead of time, because if you take a property and you sell a piece of it, in their mind that creates two properties. So my property that I'm keeping plus the property that I'm granting to somebody. So that's $60 on either side. And what they would do is they would send a bill to me because I'm keeping a piece, and they send a bill to the new person that's getting it. But if I cut them off at the assessor's office and I say, okay, I'm going to send you a check for $60 for this one, $60 for that one, can you just sit on the check until you see it come across your desk, and then don't send out the bills, just pay it? They do that, and then they don't bill the person that I sold the land to, and they're like thinking I'm ripping them off or something. I don't know. The less bills they get, the better. So that's what I've done. I think that's the way to split up Mohave County, and you just got to figure out the zoning and then deed it over and pay the fee, and that makes new properties. So if you take a 40 acre like this, or the other one that you had, if you bought that 40 acre from Jason, I think you could do that. Or if Jason figures out how to do it, he'll probably change the price on you before you can buy it. But sorry guys, you should buy it before Jason figures it out. This one, $3,000 for the two of them. Yeah, I think that's great. So piece of advice I'd give you, Jason, is I'd make 2 different listings on the website, one for each one of these properties. I mean, yeah, it makes sense to tell the story and everything around the two, but then if someone buys one and you mark it sold, is one sold and not the other, it's hard for people to tell. And so I've done this in the past, and where 1 out of 6 sells or something, and people can't tell which one's sold and which one's still for sale. And so I think it's easier if you have multiple listings, one for each piece of the property. And then if people want to tell that they're together, you put a link on there and say, hey, the one next door is for sale too, and you link over to it so they could buy them both, and they can see them on the maps. The way the map search works on this website is that these GPS coordinates that you put in there to one of the properties will put a pin on the map of where that property is, but I can't put 2 pins on there for one listing. So if we make 2 different listings on the website, then it'll make 2 different pins on the map, and people can see that there's 2 next to each other. And then when one sells, they can see which one sold, and one's red and one's green. The one that's green is still for sale. And I just had a trial and error. That's kind of what I've done over time. So maybe
good advice. I'll get on that this week.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And I think it'll be easier for everyone to understand. So if one sells, I mean, maybe they both sell before you even have a chance to update it, but I think that'll make it easier for people to understand. The what else? I mean, I've had so many people really asking for properties in Mohave. I'm surprised some of this stays on the website even a day or two. There's people that have been checking like every day for more Mohave properties, because a lot of the Mohave ones, do you know what the zoning is on this? It's residential, agricultural, anything? Zoning, VL.
It's RV1, rural vacant 1. So it's I just saw it here.
Maybe I'm not familiar with that one. This is a rural.
I'm sorry.
Residential.
Undetermined rural, VL. That's the zoning.
Huh, I don't know that one. So lands I've had in Mohave in the past have been residential or agricultural. and different numbers of things, right? So I don't know about the undetermined, but the residential ones I've had in the past, if you move in with a RV, you can only stay so long. They want you to put in a septic system. If you get the agricultural ones, you can move in with an RV and it's like, who cares? You don't have to meet the septic stuff. And so in Mojave County, a lot of the people that come in, so you probably want to check that out with this one, with this kind of zoning. I don't know what the story is, but if you think about it, the agricultural style side, whatever, of land has less restrictions because the farmers are always trying to get migrant workers and people to come in and work their property. And it doesn't mean this is farmland, but that lobbying group wants people to come stay on their property in a tent, car, whatever, because they want the labor to be as cheap as friggin' possible. And so if you're looking for land with less regulations, if you look at the agricultural stuff more than the residential stuff, you can usually find a lot easier regulations to put up mobile homes, to live in tiny homes, to get away with less sanitary requirements, to whatever it is you're trying to do. And just because it's agricultural doesn't mean you can't build on it. Most places you can do, a homestead or a family, and it doesn't have to be huge size either. It could be a 1 acre lot zoned agricultural, and you go build your house on it. And the lot next door that's a 1 acre that's zoned residential, they got to meet all kinds of requirements. And yours, you could build a barn and live in that. Like there's a lot less requirements on the agricultural ones. So that's something to check out, especially in Mojave County, but generally speaking, across lots of different properties all over the place. So yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, Luke, I called the county on this, and I did not ask those specific questions. I asked stuff like, can I put an RV on it? Can I put a mobile home on it? Those were all yes questions.
Good.
Or yes answers, but I didn't go as specific as you did. What is this zoning? I didn't know. I am just now, my specialty is Florida and the East Coast, and we're just now coming out west and trying to find a couple of counties with some properties.
Yeah, no, it's a learning curve, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so you can do mobile home and you can do RV. That's great. And then the next question people will ask you about properties like this is can they move in at day one, or they need the septic system there before they can go move that in? Because that's like one of the biggest.
Is that just an easy call to the county? They'll be able to answer that, anyone who picks up the phone?
Yeah, so people shopping the land should be able to go ask the county that, but you as selling the land, you might want to know that. If you put it in the ad, you probably get more people buying it faster because they don't have to call the county and figure it out themselves. Buyers out there listening to this, you should always be checking this on your own. Don't just trust the land dealer, some other land dealer, if it's not me or us, but wherever on the internet you're buying land, realtors, don't just trust them. Please just ask the counties on your own. And I think this kind of information that we put on the website, we help, we get it easier to hone in on the ones that let you get away with whatever, but still go check it and listen to their rules and regulations. They usually have something that you can print out or reference or read through, not just a yes and no question over the phone. Start with the yes and no questions, but get the paperwork and read it, see what it really says.
Okay, well,
okay. Still there, Jason? Did I lose you?
I am.
Okay,
I think there's a delay, but I'm here.
Okay. Melanie on the chat says, every time I hear Barstow, I think of that movie, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Yeah, there you go. Got a couple highs. What did he say the zoning was called? Jessica Green is saying, what does he say the zoning was called? So this Mojave one is, can you say the name of the zoning again, Jason?
It was, I got to get back up the page here.
It was undetermined rural, like vacant.
Undetermined rural, yeah.
So it says VL dash.
VL, Victor Lima.
Which is probably.
Which is undetermined vacant. Rural. Is
okay.
What the county told me.
So you can probably Google it and their information and figure it out, but calling them helps too. So yeah. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for bringing the property up, showing this one off.
This one will very soon, probably in the next day or two. We're going to get all of these Arizona properties on EO Land's YouTube page. We just have been swamped with sales on the East Coast lately, so we're doing them as fast as we can.
Good deal. Keep them coming. Thank you. Same time next week?
Thanks, Luke. Yes, sir.
Sounds good. See what kind of properties you have for us next week. Talk to you later. Bye. Okay, see who else we got up here. We got Robert Coelho. He's got one in San Bernardino County. Let's see if I can pull this one up. I don't have his phone number. How did I not get his phone number? I know I've talked to him. He's got a property on rural vacant land here too. Let's see if it's on there. Whoops. So I think the phone number should be on here. There we go. Robert. Let's see if we can get Robert on the phone. I don't think we've ever had Robert on the call before. Okay, so let's see what he's got. $3,800, San Bernardino County, California, 2.5 acres. Looks like he's offering terms. $500 down, $187 a month for 24 months. He's got GPS coordinates, tax, $111 a year. No closing dock fees. Clear title. He's got his legal description in here.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice.
I think we missed Robert. So Robert bought some land from me maybe a year ago or something. And I think I had some land posted in San Bernardino County, and I think he owned the land on either side, if I remember the story right, or above and beyond, like pretty much all the land around it. And I think I had a couple of them there, and I sold one, and he was really bumming that I sold it because he wanted to buy the others. He didn't know about it just yet, and he found out as soon as he found out about it, he bought the land because he wanted the area covered. And if I might have a story wrong, but I believe he's got like a an off-road shop, like dirt bikes, four-wheelers, desert toys, and so he's always got people coming through the shop, if I understand the story right, and that go play in the desert with their toys. And so he buys land, and I think he sells some to these people and keeps some. I'm not sure if he trades land a lot or not, or he's more getting started into it. But he bought a portfolio of different properties off of other guys that have land for sale, because he's out in the desert a lot, and he knows the desert, so he knows the area. San Bernardino County is his specialty, and so he's become a land dealer just by David, let's see if I can pull this up. There's a it's just by knowing the area, he has been dealing land there. So he's coming to land, and land's coming and going, and so now he's started to list properties on my website. So he went from a land buyer to a land dealer, and so now it's neat to see what kind of land he's got up here, and let's see what he has to say about it. I'll try to get him on the call, and he doesn't seem to be answering the phone today, but maybe we'll take a look at this property anyway. So he's doing $500 down and $187 a month for 24 months. He's asking $3,800 cash or the payments. Here's GPS coordinates to the property. Let's see if we can pull that up, see if we can find it. Taxes $111 a year, 2.5 2.5 acres. So let's see what we find. See if it's loading, see if it crashes my live stream or not. Thanks everybody that's listening. I'm going to give some land away. I think maybe coming pretty soon up here. I'm going to read through the comments and see if there's any other ones I should get back to on there. Otherwise, I'm going to give some land away pretty soon. So this property, 2.5 acres, Old Woman Springs Road. Where is this? Is this Johnson Valley over here? Yeah, here's Johnson Valley. So this is big time off-roading area. The government's been buying up a lot of land in here too. Like every time I get land over here, is it the Marines or the Army? I forget what part of the government. It might be Navy or something. They own a bunch of land north of here, and they get all antsy about my land transactions. Like, is this real? These prices real? Because I'm throwing off the valuations that they're buying land at, right? Because my prices are so much lower than what they're dealing through. So they're trying to keep tabs on all the land transactions, how much land's going for in this area, because they've got to really document what they're buying land for. So we've got numerous calls from those guys. You're like, how did you buy that land? I can't believe you got that price. I'm not the government. I don't have to buy the land. You guys have to buy it. You're going to end up paying more. So here's houses in the area. So that's good. Houses in the area is good. I think one of the problems I've had in this area, which is not going to be a problem here because there's houses here, is that the what do you call it? You know, like the land markers in the area aren't anywhere near. Like if we go out a little bit, like see some areas over here where there's no houses, or over here like no houses, right? Whole bunch of little squares of property but no houses. It's because people bought the land, they figure they're gonna go build a house and nobody around. They didn't check with a land surveyor. And I did the same thing. I bought some land, it's land, you know, land's land. What do I care about the land surveyor? I know where it is. So if you want to get financing and if you want to make it for real, you got to get the land surveyed. And if you want to know where you can build in the setbacks, you got to get the land surveyed. And you got to get the building permits. You got to get it surveyed by a licensed surveyor, right? So you call up the licensed surveyor and say, I'd like to get a survey. You're thinking $500 later, you're going to have some squares. You know, you're going to have a square with some stakes in the ground. He's going to tell you where the property is, draw a map and stuff. No, they want like 15 or 25 grand. You say, geez, holy cow, guys, why so much? They say because the area hasn't been surveyed in like 100 years or something. So they got to go way, way out of the valley and bring the lines in. And they got to map out everything in between to figure out where your property is. And I'm like, yeah, right. I'm not going to pay that. This is a $500 property or $2,000 property or something. And that's why the land's so cheap in those areas. So got to be careful about that. Rural is nice, but too rural gets way more expensive. So this is not too rural because you got some houses in the area. They figured out how to build it. There's some little roads in the area. It looks like you could drive up to this one. Maybe I'll turn it over to the map. Yeah, so here's the lot lines. Look like there's a road right here. So maybe it's not right exactly to the property, but there's probably, if I pulled up the maps, like the surveys of the area, you could probably find some. Just drive the lot lines in there. Easements. That's the word I'm looking for to get in and out of there. So I'm not worried about that. You're really close. Should be easy. And there's the property. So you can talk to Robert, his phone number, his email. See, Pure Hobby, right? I think that's his business. So check that one out. Maybe that's the right one for you. I think those are all the calls I had lined up for today. Let's look at the chat, see if I can find the others that I missed in here. There's a lot of messages I'm missing. and transition over to a face shot, right? Jason L. Luke, I just bought a property with what they call a lava tube on the property. Seller says it can be used to cool your house. Any idea what that is, and is it valuable? Did you get this one in Hawaii or by a volcano? Yeah, so some of the properties in Hawaii have lava tube action going on, and it's like a river, right? The lava goes down, and then as it cools, the crust around it turns to rock, and the hot stuff gets smaller, and it makes a tube. It's a tunnel, right? So you can go hiking in these things, and you go exploring in them and stuff. There's a bunch of them. It's a tourist attraction in Hawaii. Some of them are too dangerous to go in. Some are totally cool. And so do you want to build a house over a void in the ground like that? I don't know. And that's usually where the lava was flowing. That might be a more active zone. If you're still by a volcano, that might be a mess. It might be really hard to get insurance if anyone else knows about that tube. But that seems to be the take on them. I'd try to dodge them unless you're doing like a tourist attraction or something. Yeah, Lonely Prepper Homestead says, JCL, look up geothermal, good for heating and cooling. Yep. Siskiyou County, California lava tube. There you go. There's volcanoes up there too. Someone's saying, cool lava tube. It's a tube like a cave. Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. Joe Bauer is saying, Luke, can you search land titles in Canada on Parcel Facts? Not that I know of, or not the account that I subscribe to. I don't have coverage in Canada. So I'm currently in Minnesota, moving to Arizona, off-grid, Arizona. Okay, where are you at in Arizona? These guys talking to each other, asking how you can qualify for a land giveaway. I'm going to ask a question here coming up. Someone's talking about listings in Oregon. Yeah, I got a couple in Oregon. Daniel Sid is saying, I left a message with my info for you so I can get those 5 pieces of land purchased in Arizona. Cool. So I'll try to talk to you soon. Do you have anything north of California? Yeah, so there's some of that Oregon stuff. You guys are answering a lot of questions in the chat for me. This is great. Okay, so somebody asking about the splitting fees. Do the splitting fees work the same in both Mojave and Navajo counties? No, Mojave charges $60. Navajo doesn't charge any fees. I don't see anybody submitting like properties to review. Yeah, hopped over there. He said he's been banned from YouTube Live. Yeah, something about so Yehu Garcia got kicked off doing YouTube Live. Something about copyright stuff. Carrie Carsoner says, Luke, I think we should each get a chicken to go with our properties, eh? There you go. You just ship them in the mail. I don't know. It's probably easier to pick them up at your local feed and grain store. They usually charge like $1 or $2 or $3 for a little one. I mean, they don't cost much of anything. So when I click on my property, it says you have been successfully registered and successfully logged in. I still can't log in. Yeah, that part of the website's not set up. I should work on that. Someone's talking about the $695 properties. They're saying attempting. Yeah, it's really good prices. Doesn't sell in South Point because it's a lava field and VOG is bad from volcano. Get land up in Kuala Luke up on northwest tip. So Kerry Karshner's making fun of my land and Hawaii because it's volcano. It's all volcanic. Yeah, it's volcanic around there. I can't afford the fancy stuff with like lots of trees and big acreage and on the beach. I mean, this is pretty darn close to the beach. I was pretty excited to get anything close to the beach. I mean, you have to plant some plants because it's all a lava field, but yeah, I think close to the beach in Hawaii. I mean, come on. Okay, Dave Ayers is saying he's on a work conference call, can't answer live. I wonder if he's off the phone yet. Let's try him again. See if we can get Dave. Did I get his phone number? We got, I'll try him one last time. See if he answers this time. And then I'm going to give some land away. He's on here somewhere. Did I miss him? There's Dave. He's got the land in Costilla County.
Hey, Luke.
Hey, Dave. It's Luke. Yeah, you already know that. You're live on YouTube. And I think this is the first time I made the call. I was just reading back through the comments, said you were on a conference call, so I figured I'd try it again.
Yeah, just got off.
Good deal.
Well, I don't know how prepared I am for you, but we can go with it.
Yeah, so you were asking about 5 acres in Costilla County, Colorado. I'm just pulling up on the screen, and let me pull it up here. So I think I got it pulled up on the screen. Dave, have you ever been on the call before? Is it one other time, or is this your first time?
One other time.
Yeah, one other time. Okay. So where are you located?
Me personally?
Yeah. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I live in southern Missouri, in the Springfield, Missouri area.
Really? Okay. Hey, a lot of people ask me for land in southern Missouri. They always hear the zoning's really easy. Yeah. We don't have any on the website. You should work on that. We should get some southern Missouri. A couple counties in the south there have really easy zoning. Or no zoning. They don't have any zoning at all. They just let it go. And I think that stuff would be easy to sell. If you could go get some cheap ones down there, that'd be great. So, but this one you got in Costilla County, Colorado. How what's the usability friendliness on that? I mean, can you go build a house? Can you what's the idea? What can you do?
Yeah. And here, let's just talk about exactly the way it works. Costilla used to be super friendly as far as you could pull up tiny home, you could do whatever you wanted to do, and they had people taking too much advantage of it. And so, like governments do, they do kind of, the pendulum swing thing. So they came in with more stringent rules. Now, you can throw in a mobile home and you don't have any problem, but as far as RV living, you can't just pull up and live. You can come in, hang out for 14 days, and then 14 days every quarter. Now, as long as you're not living on it and causing problems, do they really hold you to that? No, it's just when if you were camping and if you were hunting in the area for 3 weeks, they're not gonna give you any trouble there. But does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Looks like there's some homesteads in the area, like across the street. Looks like somebody's going for it. Maybe 2 different ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like there's some people going for it in the area, cars and stuff there.
If you're gonna build, like, they want a minimum square footage of like 600 square feet, that type of thing. So, but they're gonna watch you closely as far as I always want my customers to know exactly what they're working with. So I mean, they're gonna want you to eventually have septic and sewer on there. So that's just the way Costilla is. But I just always want to make sure people understand
Yeah.
that's exactly what they want. So,
what's the mountain there that you're looking at? Is that the Spanish Peaks?
that is Mount Blanca.
Mount Blanca,
Yeah,
okay.
It's one of the famous they call them famous 14ers. Because I always forget, there's like 20 mountains in Colorado that are over 14,000 feet, I believe. I got that number wrong, but somewhere in that area, and it's one of the famous of those. And this particular property, when we put it on there, it's the cheapest property that's that close to the base of Mount Blanca.
Okay.
So that's really the big selling point right there. Is it's north of the town of Garland and Mount Blanca. If you go south, you get into super cheap properties. But if you're on the north side of it, generally the properties go for higher, and we're the cheapest one that close.
Okay.
Nice little corner lot there.
Yeah, it looks like you could drive right up to it. Are these some actual pictures you got in there of the area, or some?
These are actual of the property.
Okay.
And I've got a 24-second video in there where I have my photographer just do a 360-degree, just a quick little 360-degree shot to see exactly what your view would be then.
Nice. Yeah, so you can see the neighboring homesteads off in the area. They look like a ways away, like you're not going to hear them, but you can still kind of see them. If you need an emergency, you could run over there.
Yeah, it's like they're just close enough to make you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But not so far away that you don't that you know you can get taken care of if something happens.
Exactly.
But
do you know
we kind of started messing with, we work with Arizona a little bit, Colorado mainly where we're at. You mentioned Missouri. We vacationed in Arizona and Colorado, and so that's how we got started with playing with those two areas. But I would like to get home and do some more property in the Missouri area. It generally takes a little more capital, so we're building up capital before we do it.
Yep. There's a view. I found a picture in your list of the mountain. You can see where the mountain's so tall the trees stop growing. Looks like a beautiful one. Bet you it's good hiking and exploring and hunting and stuff. How about water? What do people do for water? They do water delivery, they do wells, they do rainwater catchment. That's always a question I get about Colorado. Can you do rainwater catchment?
Yeah. It's funny because everybody seems so concerned about water, but when you're hearing about water and the concerns about water, it's mainly farm use that's the big question mark. As far as residential, you can get a drilling permit without any problem. You can have it delivered. They just started letting encatchment it became legal within the last few years here.
Nice.
So all these water issues you hear are concerns when you're dealing with cattle and agriculture, because there's big riots over who gets the melt off, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. But residential, you guys don't need to worry about it at all. At least in Costilla County, we've had no problem getting permits there for drills.
Good deal. You got anything else to say about the property? What do people ask you about this property? Others like it in the area you might have had.
I'm still doing some research on some of it myself, but I'm finding that a lot of the customers, they get some access to hunting lands for owning in the area, and for owning property in the area, they get access to certain license, elk hunting, that type of, license that you can't get, or it's a lot more expensive to get if you're out of state trying to come in. So So that's a big push, is just the access you have to so much hunting land, you know, being considered more of a resident or actually a property owner. But I'm doing some research so that I can be able to tell you exactly all pluses. But yeah, it's just a lot of hunters, they get tired of having to not being able to they have to make reservations in these campgrounds, you know, over a year ahead of time.
Oh, wow.
They get tired of doing that, and they can throw a couple $1,000s at a piece of land and don't have to make reservations, just show up whenever they want to.
Yeah, exactly. Without people right next to you making noise.
Yeah, and a lot of the ATV guys do the exact same. They just the camping's so expensive, so they've got their small off-grid setup. They either do that and then trailer their ATVs into a place close by, you know. So.
Yeah. Thank you. It's awesome.
Yeah, thanks you.
Thanks for coming on the call. Maybe.
Yeah, and just a fast shout out to Off Grid Land. Purchased his first piece of land this week. So congratulations to him.
Congratulations. Thanks, Off Grid. Off Grid Lands or Off Grid in Arizona? There's a couple of them on there.
Off Grid in Arizona.
Off Grid in Arizona, yep. I keep seeing him on the chat, so thank you. No, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
You probably get his deed rolling quick, right?
Yeah.
You doing electronic recording in these counties? You're doing paper through the mail, or what are you doing?
I'm doing electronic.
Nice. Makes
so
it a lot faster.
We can usually have it to them within 7 days, if not sooner.
Good. That makes it a lot easier. A lot less
and
people.
We're doing terms purchases on these too, but we're being very careful about who we do them with, because the county holds us responsible for the codes that go on there. So if there are any of you out there that are selling land for terms, make sure you know who you're dealing with, just because you're going to be held responsible if they're not living according to the codes. So
this is Colorado specific or county specific, or you think everywhere?
At least Costilla is the main place we're working right now, so I'm going to say Costilla for now, and then I'll tell you more later.
There you go. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Maybe same time next week?
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to be out on vacation. I'm going to be out in your area.
Okay. Oh yeah. Are you I think you talked about that meeting up for I don't think I got back to you. I need to get back to you on that.
Okay.
I think that'd be good. We should meet up when you're in the area. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
See you soon,
Sounds
then.
good. Thanks for the opportunity, Luke, and
Yeah.
appreciate you all that are on the call too.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks. Okay, so hung up on Dave. Dave's property is on the website. It's 5 acres, Castilla County, Colorado. Dave Ayers is the name. His email and phone number is on the website, so you can look that up and talk to him if you want that property. Or I mean, there's online checkout. You can just go for it. I think there's online checkout. Yeah, buy it now. Click, done. And he's got electronic recording, so he'll get the paperwork to you real quick. So let's ask a question. So I started this call off, and I pulled up listings, like the most recent listings on the website. And when I started the call off, there might be something new on the website by now, but when I started the call off, the first property that came up on the call was in what state? So whoever answers that question that it doesn't work for me, doesn't work with me, and hasn't won a property before, I had printed off a list this time of who's been winning property, so I'm not going to screw it up like I have in the past. Whoever says what state that first property that is on there, Hawaii, who's that? Greg Johnson. I don't think I've given any property away to you before. Yeah, Greg Johnson, congratulations. He's the first one to say Hawaii. Greg Johnson, thank you. I'm gonna take some notes here. of the winner. And Greg, if you would email my assistant Gillian, Gilian, Gillian at ruralvacantland.com. Let me switch this around. So Gillian, Gilian at ruralvacantland.com. Email Gillian and say you won the property today on the live call, and tell her your username on YouTube, and that you answered the question and everything else. I'm going to need from you, now you got to listen up, because some of the people haven't been giving me very good details. I'm going to need from you what the title is that you want to be on the land. The title, like when you buy a real asset, property, a car, boat, house, whatever, you got to put a title on there. Title is, your name, or you and your spouse, or you your trust, or your company, or some name, not a DBA that doesn't own assets, but like a name that can own an asset that I can record it into, that you can sign off on selling it or transferring it or whatever later on someday. Yeah, you could give it away to a church or a charity or some kids or something if you want, but then you're not going to be able to transfer it after you give it to them. But it would be nice if you did something that you could transfer it out of later on. Part of giving the land away is I would like if you trust me to go resell the land for you. I'll try to resell it for you, and if it sells, I would like to keep half of the profits of selling that land, and I'll sign a little contract with you to do that, like an option agreement, and then you keep half. You keep all the cost of me buying the land plus half the profits above the cost of whatever we sell it for, and because I want to show you how cheap I can get these things and how much you can sell them for, and see if it baits you in to do those kinds of land deals with me later on someday. Maybe do 2 or 5 or 10 or more of them over time. And I hope to do this with better and better properties, more valuable properties over time as well. So if you're listening to the live, great, thanks for showing up, thanks for coming. If you're listening to the recorded version later on, please subscribe and try to make the next Monday 9 a.m. call. I'll give some more land away. I plan on just keep giving land away. Sometimes I do some other land giveaways in the meantime, and if I'm doing different land deals, land whatever, I might give some away sometime in the meantime. Just watch for the YouTube live recordings. I usually give land away on the live calls. And thank you, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Congratulations, Greg Johnson, for winning the property. And let's do it again same time next week. If you have property that you want to review, like you're shopping it doesn't even have to be listed on my website or whatever, maybe on someone else's website. I can look it up. I can check maybe how much they paid for it, or who the owner of the property is, so you can get around the person who's trying to charge you commission, like that kind of stuff. Maybe we could learn something about the property with the databases that I got access to, and a little bit of the history of dealing land that I might have to bring to the table, and we can all win. We can all be better off. Thank you, everybody, and thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com. Thanks for everyone that came on the call and answer the phone today. I'm going to hang up and start working on some other land deals. Talk to you guys later.